Palestinians mourn their relatives killed in Israeli shelling on the Gaza Strip at the hospital in Khan Younis on Saturday, November 11, 2023. Khan Younis, Gaza Strip. Israeli strikes hammered Gaza City overnight into Sunday as ground forces ed with Hamas militants near the region's largest hospital, where thousands of doctors, patients and displaced people were trapped without electricity, dwindling supplies, health officials said. In a televised address on Saturday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected growing international calls for a ceasefire unless it included release of all about 240 hostages captured by Hamas in the October 7 attack that triggered war, saying Israel would impose its own sanctions full force into battle. However, it has come under increasing international pressure due to the plight of civilians. Residents of Gaza City reported heavy airstrikes and shelling throughout the night, including the area around Shifa Hospital. Without providing any evidence, Israel accused Hamas of hiding a command center inside and below the hospital building. Hamas and hospital staff denied these allegations. "We spent night in panic, waiting for their arrival," said Ahmed al-Boursh, one of the residents who took shelter in hospital. "They're outside, not far from the gates." Out-of-service hospitals. It is stated that 37 more babies are at risk of death because there is no electricity. Ministry of Health Undersecretary Munir al-Boursh said that Israeli snipers were stationed around Shifa and opened fire on any movement inside the compound. He said that many houses near the hospital were destroyed in the airstrikes and 3 people, including a doctor. In an interview at the hospital, he told Al Jazeera television, "There are injured people at home and we cannot reach them. We cannot put our heads out the window." It was unclear whether he was related to the other man with the same last name. The Israeli military said there was a safe corridor for civilians evacuate from Shifa to southern Gaza, but people taking shelter in the hospital said they were afraid to go out. The army said soldiers would help carry the babies on Sunday and were in contact with hospital staff. Another hospital in Gaza City, al-Quds, was no longer in operation because it had run out of fuel. The Palestinian Red Crescent Rescue Service said Gaza's only power plant was forced to close a month ago, and Israel has banned all fuel imports, saying Hamas would use them for military purposes. Red Crescent spokesman Nebal Farsakh said that 6,000 people, including displaced families, patients and medical staff, were trapped in the hospital. People sheltering in Gaza City said emergency care had been cut off, as Shifa and other hospitals were no longer accessible. Heba Mashlah, who took refuge in a UN compound with thousands of families, said 4 people were killed and 15 people were injured in the attack late on Saturday. "The injured are bleeding and no one can come,"